My old boss and I agree. My motorcycle accident was the best thing that could have happened to me. 25 years as a CTO. Let's talk about this mess. May 19th, 2023. I wish I remembered it like it was yesterday. Truth is, I don't remember anything. The months, maybe even years leading up to it were just noise, frustration, stress, survival. My boss was a mix of best bud and executioner, and I knew why. But let's not jump ahead. We'll get to the flashback first. That Friday, I was prepping for the biker ride I've been waiting months for. 3 hours to get there, the ride itself, then 3 hours home. That was the plan. You ever hear no project plan survives contact with reality? Yeah, I never made it back. I wasn't even the one behind the wheel when I was brought home. I didn't sleep well the night before. Just too excited. First big ride. First time with this new crew. I was tired, but like everything else in my life at the time, I just pushed through. No fuel? No problem. No rest? Just add caffeine and hope for the best. I got there early, paid my ticket. The present VP came to say hi. That felt really good. Earned. That's also when I realized I was running on fumes. I skipped sugar and caffeine, trying to be healthier. Really bad timing. I went back to my bike and tried to nap. Bad idea. Ever tried sleeping on a machine designed to move and not comfort? 2 hours later, the ride kicked off. Gorgeous weather. The vibe was perfect. We rode for an hour, then stopped. People liked my bike. 20 years old, reliable. Like that kind of legacy system that never breaks unless you touch it. Then came the second half. Hot day, packed formation. I was riding a little bit behind the middle. If you ever ridden in a pack before, it's basically chaos math. Everybody's adjusting, reacting. They call it the slinky effect. It's all about reading the road and everyone else. It's worse when you ride with strangers because you don't know how they ride and they don't know how you ride. And that's when it happened. No memory of it. 1 minute I'm riding, snap, wake up in an ambulance. I mean, here I am swearing in the ambulance and the medic looks shocked. I asked him, what the hell just happened? Says, you were in a crash. No, he said, sir, you were in a crash. And he's actually surprised to tell me this. That's all I got before everything just blurred up again. 12 days in the hospital, broken collarbone, shattered scapula, 8 ribs on the left, a punctured lung that turned into a pneumothorax, blood pooling inside. My wife had to drive 3 hours to visit. Thank God I got her that SUV. Damn thing is like a limo. She brought me back after my hospital stay. Basically, I was full of morphine. She was apologizing for every bump in the road. It was not comfortable. I didn't walk back into that office for months, and when I did, it was just for a visit. I don't think I even drove myself the first time. See, for years, I'd been dragging myself in each morning, ready to solve problems, only to get sucked into meetings, fire drills, and some surprise issues. Planning anything felt like a joke, so I stopped planning. That way, I wouldn't be disappointed. Here's the thing. Every piece of advice I give now, I learned the hard way, and I mean hard. After a decade, I was bumped to CIO. I stopped interfering with development. I wasn't welcome there anyway. The dev teams had made up their minds. I wasn't even 40 and I was the dinosaur. I leaned into project management instead, led implementations, acted as a point of contact for the biggest telecom company in the US, and the performance of the new product, when the CEO saw it, he lost his mind. That's the moment he realized maybe I wasn't the problem. Then the dev team that built it all left. Every single one. And all of a sudden, no one knew how the new code worked, including me. Good times. Watching the next team get chewed up by the same leadership that used to shred me, it didn't feel good, but it was a strange kind of validation. People underestimate how hard good software is. They think the hard stuff will be hard, and they're right. But it's the easy stuff that'll ruin you. I've pulled miracles, delivered projects people said were impossible, just to be told afterward that it wasn't what they imagined, or the requirements changed again. You ever estimate 5 days and then told you've got 4? Grind 50 hours in 4 days, then learn that there's a simpler solution because there's some information you weren't told? And now you're ripping out all your clever code because someone had some bright idea they didn't mention earlier. It had happened to me over and over and over. From 1999 to 2014, that was basically my life. At first, it happened weekly. Later, maybe just monthly, but it was enough. I didn't notice when burnout moved in. By 2020, it wasn't just burnout. His siblings moved in too. Stress, depression, and that little sister, despair. When we all got sent home in 2021, my demon turned my house into his playground. My boss told me to burn vacation days. I logged in, checked on the team, had a few calls, wrote a report, done by noon. That's when I realized how much space burnout had taken, how much I'd let it stay, like some toxic roommate lighting fires, and I just let him. By 2023, I was trying to fix things, new hobbies, motorcycling helped until it didn't. So the hospital, I got wheeled in, surrounded by doctors, nurses, surgeons, full trauma team. I was broken in more ways than I could have imagined. Parts of it I have no memory of, little blackouts. I later learned I never lost consciousness in the accident. I'd reset over and over. I'd ask what happened again and again, and the biker behind me that was basically in the formation, I mean, he was trying to comfort me. He'd have to repeat the same answer like it was Groundhog Day. The same thing at the hospital. They were cutting off my shirt. My shoulder was killing me. I asked for my phone, not to scroll, call my wife. My voice was freaking cracking. I'm trying to act tough, tell her I'm okay. I wasn't. I had failed. I had failed her. She didn't know where the money was, what to do, what came next. I handed the phone to a doctor. He explained the situation and said I had to go to surgery. So I did. It's a funny thing. Whenever I leave the house and I go out of town, I always leave a credit card hidden inside the house somewhere. It's a good thing I did. My wife was able to pick that up and use it to finance the gas just to come and see me. 12 days in a hospital room, from full speed CTO mode to silence. That break, it's what I needed. My boss knew it. He's still my friend. He's still checking in. Even, I think I spoke to him yesterday as I'm recording this video. He gave me space to figure it out. Next morning, Sunday, May 21st, I wake up groggy. I got an arm in a sling. I got an oxygen mask, tube sticking out of my ribs. That tube, it was basically keeping my lung from collapsing again. My wife showed up. Phone charger, tablet, laptop. She knew I just couldn't sit still. But pain is a hell of a productivity killer. Morphine, 2 milligrams every 4 hours. Optionally, every 2, which I only tapped it at night if the pain got a little bit too much. You know what I learned from all this? Don't say it's okay when it's not. I once let a blanket bunch behind me in that bed. I couldn't turn. I couldn't move it. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't sleep all night because of the pain. I told the nurse that asked me if I was okay, I'm fine. I wasn't. That's the lesson. Stop lying to people just to look strong. I did it at work all the time. I let devs slide when things weren't right. I let QA slide when tests were done. I thought I was helping. So when you ignore the small pains, you wake up to bigger ones, like a Sev 1, just like technical debt. You let it pile up and it'll break something. I had an amazing team. They held the bar high, even when I went easy. I gave them freedom. My boss kept them accountable. That combo made them exceptional. But Back to me, drugged out, stuck in bed, couldn't work, couldn't even pretend to work. So I watch YouTube, Netflix, the usual escape routes. Problem was, I couldn't escape anymore. Those videos, they weren't relief. They were like prison walls. I mean, I couldn't even go pee on my own until day 11. And when the second tube came in on day 8 to drain blood, that's kind of when it hit me. My escape had become my reset. And when you've got nothing left to do but think, you start to realize I didn't want my job back. I needed a pivot. Every time I mentored interns, I had to undo years of bad habits they picked up from school. Our education system still trains factory workers. Sit down, shut up, memorize. I mean, doctors, they get years of internship. Lawyers too. Developers, 3 months placement if they're lucky. Maybe a couple of summer jobs. You can't fix a mindset in 12 weeks, but that's what I tried to do over and over. So I figured, maybe this is it. Maybe this is the pivot. The crash didn't just break bones. It broke the cycle. It forced me to stop surviving and start deciding. And now, I don't put out fires for a paycheck. I teach. I mentor. I guide the next generation of devs. If you're here on this channel, you're getting the same value I gave to interns for 25 years. Some of them still reach out. They tell me how much it helped. Truth is, they helped me too. Now I pour everything I've learned, technical, emotional, leadership, into this. Discord, YouTube, the full package. And that biker who stayed by me after the crash, I saw him a year later. Same group. He didn't recognize me, but when he did, the look on his face, seeing me alive, healthy, still writing, that was worth everything. You don't need a crash to fix your life. Just recognize when your engine's overheating. If you think you're too junior, too broken, too late, I was all 3. Come and ask your question. Let's rebuild from there. You in? Because if you're not building the next version of yourself, someone else is writing your specs. I got a Discord server now. If you want to interact directly with me, links in the description.